Welcome to Introduction to Lessons as a Learning Activity, Scheduling for Success, Part 2. My name is Justina Smith and I will be your presenter today. In Part 1, we covered some basic information on background for scheduling, the types of scheduling that is available to us in our busy lives. In today's segment, we are going to be doing a do activity, which is hands-on information, and we're going to look at a couple different steps and procedures that you can use for paper, electronic, and online scheduling options. Step 1 in any scheduling is to track your personal, professional, and educational time allocations. You can do this for as little as 2 days or as long as 1 week, depending on how much data you want to gather so that you can look at it and decide what happens when, where, who it's for. And each one of us has different professional, personal, and educational obligations. I know I do, as I'm an online learner. Tracking of the information highlights times of conflict. The conflict in a schedule carries potential to create ineffective and inefficient scheduling. And as busy as all of us are, that is the last thing that we want to see happen. Step 2. Once you've analyzed everything and tracked your information, you need to combine multiple schedules into one. For myself, I've done this and combined professional, personal, and educational schedules all into one schedule. It doesn't have to stop there with you as an individual. It can expand out to cover everyone in your family, in your work environment, or even in your educational environment if you need be. Why do we combine the multiple schedules into one? Again, because it highlights times of conflict. And again, conflict carries the potential for us to be ineffective and inefficient when scheduling. And if we are ineffective and inefficient when we schedule, it means that we're not going to complete everything we need to get done in our day. Step 3 is review and revise. In our schedules, we need them to be as flexible as possible so that we can adapt them to what happens. Things change on a day-to-day basis. We need to roll with the changes as best that we can. And again, reviewing and revising promotes active flexibility and adaptability of our scheduling. For today's exercise, we're going to look at a common online calendar system that can be used, and that is Google Calendars. This is my Google Calendar, and I use it for everything. I use it for my personal scheduling, for academic scheduling, and for scheduling of all of my professional obligations. As you can see, this is a typical week. This is this week. There is some free space, and there is enough flexibility in my schedule that I can move things around as needed, such as I know that I had forgotten about something that was happening tomorrow, so I'm going to move some of my coursework around, and I'm going to add in the new event. Google Calendars is very flexible when adding events, very, very simple to use. Not only do I track my calendar, but I do track the calendars of others in my home. Here is another calendar overlaid on top of mine so that I can see where things conflict. But because this is all where one of my children is at school, it's not really much of an issue. However, there's things that they even forget to put in their calendar. So with the right permissions, you can have the ability to edit the other users' calendars at will. And then if I add in the other schedule in my house, it even gets more confusing. But as you can see, everything is lined out. We know where we're supposed to be, when we're supposed to be there. There are several different options at this point. I can print all of my schedules so that I have them on paper. It is very simple to do. I know some people prefer paper, some don't. This gives you the option for creating online, the flexibility online to print or email the calendar, and also gives you the flexibility to print out a paper copy so that you have a copy for writing on. And again, I want to thank you for watching Part 2, Introduction to Lessons as a Learning Activity, Scheduling for Success.